With your phone out, acting like the fan bam, and you're showing off, but it's alright.
Big Drake guy?
You're showing off. Scorpio season, baby. It's Scorpio season.
How so?
I think.
Oh my god.
I think because it's from approximately mid-October to mid-November.
Fuck.
It's a spooky Scorpio season.
I just realized I booked 18 holes today, not 9. I guess I can make that decision later.
You booked 18, 7, 9? Can't you just play
Yeah,
it?
that's what I mean. I thought I only booked 9, but I guess I can just stop at 9 if I want.
I mean, yeah, no one's forcing you to play more.
Depends how good I'm playing, though.
So what if you're playing? So if you're playing terribly, you just want to go home.
Yeah, then I'll stop after 2.
But if you're playing well,
yeah, then you keep it rolling. Well, I found a deal on Golf Now. It was $20 to play 18 holes, I guess, which is pretty crazy. But it's at a 2:30 tee off, so just an FYI. Can't be lingering around too much today.
Well, you were the one who made the tee off, Cam.
Yeah, and then we're good for time, unless we go a little bit crazy.
Well, so
I'm just saying.
Things have gone.
I'm just saying.
Things have gone crazy before. Technical difficulties, producers jumping in, things going off the rails. It's been known to happen before.
Yeah,
and especially during Scorpio season.
I don't get the Scorpio season.
Scorpio season.
I get it spooky season.
Yep.
I don't know about the Scorpio thing.
Well, I think because the two line up.
Did it get dropped around this time last year?
What?
Scorpio.
Are you thinking Scorpion? Like 3 years ago?
I don't know. The album that Drake came out with.
It was probably, it was about this time.
Because weren't you just singing his song?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. All right. I think we're on a different page here.
I think we are. I think we are on a different page. You're talking about the album, and I think I'm saying one begot the other. The album's called Scorpion because Drake himself is a Scorpio, and it came out during the Scorpio time, which is approximately mid-October to mid-November.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were off.
Yeah, we were totally on a different page. By the way, you astrology buffs, always curious as to why the signs don't just flat out line up with the months. Like somebody's wrong. Either the Gregorian calendar is wrong and the months are not proper, or the astrological calendar is off. But I feel like those things should line up. There are 12 signs, 12 months. I feel like they should just line up, right? Like a straight 1 to 30 or 1 to 31 or 1 to 28 sometimes. 29 even.
I think they're very different what they're based on though.
Yeah, but I think that's what makes it all nonsense. See, I would far more believe in astrological signs if they just lined up with whatever month of the year it was. It's like, great, you're in November, here we go. I mean, I'm still not an insane person, so I'm not going to believe it, but I would be far more conducive to maybe agreeing.
Okay. Well, learn something new about you every day, bud.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying. Don't make something
big red flag for you when a girl says that she's a Scorpio. Big red flag because she's a Scorpio, or because she brought up astrological signs.
I think because they would bring it up in the first place.
Yeah, or just such a Scorpio move.
Yeah, exactly right. Like, yeah. If somebody said such a Scorpio move.
One time someone asked me if I was into gemstones.
Healing stones, that's the big thing. You put them on your dresser. You look at them like they're a little Funko Pop. And
welcome to Two C's in a Pod.
Kick it.
Continuing tonight on Two C's in a Pod. 96.7 on your
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's because we're 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.
Oh boy, the wonderful world of gemstones. That was a weird guy who asked me that. He was like, "You into gemstones?"
A man?
A man
asked you that. You're listening to some pod. Folks,
guy came to my house.
Jesus Christ, and I hope you kicked him out.
Kick it off.
I just did. I was trying.
Go ahead. I'm letting you do it. Then
or you could just do it yourself. It doesn't really matter.
Welcome to Two Seasons in a Pod. You're listening to your two favorite co-hosts on this beautiful Monday morning. Cameron Osborne to my left and Cameron Leclerc coming into your ear holes. It's episode 91
of the podcast here,
Gunnarsson.
folks. That is right. I'm here on Cam's left. We're trying something new this week. I'm coming out the left headphone, and Cam is coming out the right headphone. We've said goodbye to mono, and we are an exclusive stereo podcast now. So hope that both your headphones work today, because you might only be hearing one of our voices.
That's it. Maybe. Yeah, I've had that before. I hate when bands do that.
You hate when bands hot take here. Cam hates it when music plays with the field, the spatial field.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times I listen to it on one headphone and then it's just it cuts off. Then I'm done. Don't need that in my life.
So really,
Can I change that on my end?
You were big on listening to music in the mid '60s before stereophonics kind of started erupting.
Now that I think about it, it is only older music.
What? Only older music that's in mono?
You're just using these words. I'm gonna go ahead and assume mono means it goes into different earphones.
I know. Think about mono is one.
Oh, okay. One earphone each. One.
No, it's all like one speaker.
Okay, gotcha. And then stereo is
two.
Dose. Cool. Okay. What about surround sound? How does that work?
That would be, you would mix it to the speaker you want. You know, you're at the movie theater, right? And a helicopter flies from left to right.
Gotcha.
Right? And then you would just have the helicopter sound moving from the left speaker all the way across to the center and then to the right speaker as in timing as it would.
Cool.
Isn't it though?
I think so. I think that's an interesting thing to do. Have you gone to see any movies yet? Now that things are open again and life's back to normal?
Yeah, I think we've talked
Nothing changed.
I think we have talked about this. Yeah, I've seen 3 movies now.
We have not talked about this. What'd you see?
We definitely have, yeah, because I saw Fast 9, and then I saw Suicide Squad, and then Shang-Chi.
Yeah, we definitely don't talk about this. What's Shang-Chi?
It was just like the latest Marvel superhero movie.
No,
with Canadian Simu Liu as the lead protagonist.
What about this new James Bond flick everyone's talking about? Are you gonna go catch that?
Yeah, I want to. Just I don't think. Yeah, I'm working kind of evenings this month, so if it's still in theaters in 2 weeks, yeah, I'll be able to catch it.
What's 2 weeks? Is that the Halloween? Is that Halloween? 2 weeks?
Yeah, exactly. Just like if it's still around in early November, I'll be able to watch it.
Gotcha. Okay, time is flying by. Well, good to hear, buddy. I went to a Marlies game for the first live sporting event.
Toronto Marlies. Hey, heading down there to Ricoh Coliseum. Yeah, no, I don't know. Not the Ricoh. I have no clue. Is it Coca-Cola?
It's the Coca-Cola Center.
The Coca-Cola, CCC.
Yeah,
2 Season Pod. Yeah, and it was. I did find it funny that they kept not protesting, but putting up signs like, just a reminder, you must wear your mask unless you're drinking or eating. Snacks can be found at aisle blah blah blah, and drinks can be found at blah blah blah. And you're like, oh, so this is just a way for me to always have a beer in my hands.
I mean, I guess you could take it that way. You could always just have. You could always.
It felt like that with the way they're presenting it. They're like, make sure you have your mask on, unless you have a drink in your hands.
Right.
Sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Now, see, this is that's the thing, right? There's 2 types of people in the world, Cameron. Those who work jobs where you need to wear masks, and those who don't work jobs who you need to wear masks. I find it. I often will get I walk to work. I'll often get halfway to work and forget my mask is still on. Because when I'm at work, I have to wear it the whole time. So having it on just out and about, that's totally chill to me. Anyone who I speak to, Cam, who's someone's in your position where you work from home and you never wear a mask except when you go to the grocery store or go to the LCBO or go out shopping or something, they're the ones who are, you guys are the ones who are always a little bit more like, no one's wearing it. But like, if I'm at work, I work an 8-hour day. I have my mask on most of it, except when I'm eating or drinking.
That's right. So you're just eating and drinking the whole time.
Pretty much. I've put on a good 45 pounds.
Damn.
Of solid, and let's not confuse this. Of fat. It's fat. I put it on.
Fat.
Yeah. So yeah, I think certainly if you worked a job where you had to wear it all the time, just kind of having it on when you're not instructed to do so, you would definitely notice it less.
Yeah, I see that. Mm-hmm. Speaking of putting on masks, though, back to twerking out. Started to push the limits a little bit. Was doing goblet squats yesterday with double kettlebells, pressing stuff. My body's hurting today, and I love that feel. Haven't felt sore like this in forever.
Well,
I love it.
But this is a bad idea.
Well, I see the doctor tomorrow, so he'll make that decision.
He'll make
I'm
that
not
decision.
Dead yet.
Maybe say something like, "Hey, have you been working
really
out? Because this seems to be a bit."
You noticed that?
And you're like, "Oh, you noticed?" And you're like, "No, it's because your hernia is a bit bigger now than it used to be."
Yeah, well, I've been trying to have a little extra protein.
And you're like, yeah, well, those Bulgarian split squats I've been doing really hit a PR yesterday, Doc. And he's like,
Doc.
I can tell both your quads and abdomen are just bursting.
That's right. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, I know, I'm popping today.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. That's a famous bad idea, Cam.
We'll see what the doctor says. I've had one person say that you find. Because there's no point in saying don't do anything. Abstinence will just lead to insanity.
That's what they say. That's what they say. Who says that?
So find doctors.
Okay.
The doctor.
Okay. Dr. Oz?
Dr. Oz.
Ooh.
And Dr. Phil.
Hey.
And that's my answer.
Okay.
Now, they said just find what doesn't hurt and do that. Because you'll notice when it starts to hurt immediately. Mm-hmm. So just go to that limit and just play a little bit under that. So I've been doing that.
Okay, so find out what will kill you, and then back it off just a.
It's not going to kill me. The chance of me dying are so slim. Me and you have the same chance of dying today, Cam. Actually, you're a little bit more, actually.
Why would you say that?
I live in a more dense city where there's more crime. You're a little bit older than I am. So,
you'll be driving in a
natural causes.
You'll be driving in a car twice today.
You'll be passing by a bunch of cars today.
Who's more likely to die? What's more likely? Getting hit by a car walking to work, or getting in a car accident driving to work? I mean, Cam, you hop on planes like you're on an amusement park.
Planes have such a low risk of dying,
but it's still a risk, right?
I guess. So it was a risk that an asteroid might hit, but.
And you chose to live in the asteroid capital of Canada.
Yeah, imagine living by a volcano. How terrifying that would be. You're like, yeah, one of these days.
One of these days. That's why you trust scientists. They tell you when it's going to pop off and shit.
Well, you heard about the one, I think it was seismologists in Italy. They just predicted it wrong, and then everything got fucked, and then they got sued. And they're just trying to say, hey, we're not all perfect. This shit's harder than it looks. It's not like we saw it looks like the weather's coming in. Might be a rainy day.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Honestly, I feel bad for those guys. Long division is hard. I don't know how to do it, and I understand if you forgot to carry a couple decimal points. I'm not gonna blame you. You're living with you're playing with fire if you're living beside.
I don't think it was an alert that pops up on the seismologist is like something bad's going to happen.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure there's some extrapolation that maybe you can there's a bit of gray area, I'm assuming.
Exactly. We get Amber Alerts all the time for people getting kidnapped. Nothing for the scientists being wrong. I've never gotten an Amber Alert because the weather predicted 10 millimeters of rain, and now it's sunny blue skies.
Speaking of Amber Alerts, who's that guy that's on the run because he killed his girlfriend?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know the name. Brian something.
Yeah. Brian, yeah. Oh man, what a manhunt, eh? That's gotta be fun.
Yeah,
Dog the bounty hunter's out right now. He sprained his ankle.
The
What's that?
big bad dog.
Oh, bird dog. You think he's gonna find them?
Well, this is Dog's, I think, big first case since the passing of Beth, R.I.P. I think he came out of retirement, as it were.
Yeah. But I heard that he
like it's an action movie. Like somebody came knocking at his door and they're like, "Doug, we need you." And he kind of takes a big,
we can't find this guy everywhere.
He finishes a big bottle of Jack Daniels, or slams it on the table and says, "Son of a bitch,
I'm done with that life. Ever since Beth left me, I'm done with that life.
I'm done with that life." They said, "No, Dog, we need you. We need you, Dog.
We need you."
He said he takes a big hit from his cigar, ashes it down the table, and says, "Son of a bitch, I'm in."
Son of a bitch, one last time.
Well, and then the theme song comes in,
Yeah.
and then
man.
Yeah, I can't wait for the full cinematic experience.
This is Netflix is already signing contracts.
Yeah,
we are on this.
There's a camera crew in the works. They got the Dog the Bounty Hunter biopic coming out.
They're casting for Brian.
They're casting for that Dog the Bounty Hunter biopic. Cam, now you went for the role of Dog.
I went for a role of concerned gas station attendant who goes, "He went that way. He went that way. I seen him."
Oh, a speaking role. A speaking role.
Yes.
And you were told worst acting ever.
Why are you putting on this accent?
Yeah,
sir?
yeah.
It went that way. That way.
Yeah, your character impression was even dumber Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
that was kind of your.
Why can't you just speak normally?
And they said
that way.
Yeah, even yeah.
I see them with my own eyes.
Yeah, like Grapes of Wrath level insanity.
Grapes of Wrath.
Yes. And it's a book. I don't expect you to have read.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Let's get into the show, Cam. I got something here for you. Let's get into this. Let's get into the week by first looking up last week, because we got some notes.
Okay.
Notes. We got some notes. We got some notes. Notes. We got some notes. Okay.
Bad babbits.
Sure, if that's what you want to call him, Cam. Little one right here. Jay Leno's wife is named Mavis. I thought it was like something else. I said something completely different.
Didn't know. We talked about that.
So Cam, you gotta be quick on these things sometimes. The interns here, of course they listen to the episode at all speeds. Back, by the way, some of them listen to it at that 0.7 speed option. Some people listen at that 3.5 speed option. Personally, I'm like a 1.2 kind of guy. I think that's where you and I really shine.
Yeah, I'm kind of 1.5-ish.
1.5. Gosh, that's fast.
Yeah.
That's fast.
You have to stop a few times. I did not catch that.
I just did not hear that. And we were also talking about, I think you brought it up after some kind of, it was like a UFC or fight-related curse, superstition.
Oh, the resume review curse.
Yes, the Resume review curse, and then got us talking about the Madden curse, which is totally real, baby, by the way. And I just a little bit into it, which I just find, you're not a superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. Out of the 22 players who have been on the cover of Madden games, 16 of them have had their following seasons, abruptly ending, or some kind of shortened season in that way. The very first person to have this happen was the very first cover athlete, Garrison Hurst, who broke his ankle in the second round of the playoffs. So he made it the whole season, but his career never recovered. He was never the same guy. He played for a couple more seasons and kind of fell off. And out of those 16, 6 other seasons have had season-ending injuries, or they only played less than 4 games. So there you have it. If you want that big, nut of getting that Madden video game cover, better be willing to risk it.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, 16 of 22. So odds are, you will get a season-ending injury, or only play a few games after recovering, from a surgery of some kind.
16 of 22. Yeah. I wonder if anyone's ever just said, I don't want to do it for that reason.
I'm sure there have been a lot of people.
You think?
I mean,
I feel like it boosts up your name if you do it though. But then again, they just care about. Do they care about shine? I feel like they care a little bit. About shine.
I was looking up. There was a guy who was on the cover of like the 2018 version, the 2017 version. Yeah. Hasn't played in the league for 3 years.
Dead,
like
murdered.
You know, it's just not dead and murdered, but his career might have been dead. Might as well have been dead and murdered.
His name Brian.
Brian something.
Something. Brian something was the guy's name, and now he's dog's on his tail.
Dog's on his tail. The dog is on his tail. You heard? Yeah, you definitely said that right, Cam.
The dog's on his scent. I think that's it.
Yeah,
pretty close. Scents and tails are close, and there's some puns there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Any
you did
other notes?
One of them. No, that was it. Just those 2 notes. That was 2 notes. I'm just for all you future potential athletes, stay away. Just watch out. Be weary. Be weary of EA Sports asking you to be on the cover of your. I mean, look at Tiger Woods. He did Tiger Woods golf for years, and then he does 2009. Boom, life over.
I mean, the UFC cover curse.
What's that?
Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
No good. Conor McGregor. There's only been 2, I think.
There's only been 2 UFC games or 2 cover athletes.
They have both lost fights after that.
Right. And then never won again.
That's a good point. I don't know. I think that might be true. Conor won against Cowboy, but that was like. Oh, it also has Conor on the third one.
It's dangerous. Okay. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe UFC. Who is UFC 2 on it then? Maybe he was just on it.
Maybe he's just twice. On it. He's just the face. I mean, he pretty much is the face of the sport, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. So UFC 2 is Ronda and Conor, and then UFC 1 was John Jones. Oh, there you go.
There you go. Yep.
John Jones, a little bit. I don't know if you heard about this. A little bit of trouble again. You heard about this?
But isn't trying to find like a professional fighter who's also a good person is kind of like needle in a haystack.
GSP.
But you would need him on. Yeah, just put him on every single cover.
Yeah,
you can't risk it with any new person. You find one of them, oh, they're fucked. You find another one, oh, they're fucked too. Surprisingly, and this was kind of new revelation that came to the sports world. Surprisingly, if professionally you get smacked in the head, it turns out it fucks you up. Big reveal was that just kind of get hitting in the skull repeatedly for years isn't good.
It's up for debate, I'd say. I would say we haven't confirmed that yet.
Right. No confirmation on that. There's no correlation between any of those things.
No, I wouldn't say correlation. I'd say it's what was that Will Smith movie he did where it was called a concussion or something like that? What was it called?
I think it was called that. I think it was called Concussion.
Maybe. CTE.
I don't think it was called CTE. That's
my head hurts.
That's a little too on the nose, I would think.
Yeah, CTE. What did the NFL get mad at that one? Did they not like that?
I don't think so. Or like, what the difference does it make? They're the NFL, and then like a movie studio puts something out.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say? NFL reacts to movie about their malpractices. Roger
Goodell reacts to on TikTok.
Fairly accurate depiction of him covering up head injuries.
No, he wouldn't do that. I know. Me and Raj go way back.
Now, you and Raj go way back because you both applied for a commissioner school. Actually, kind of like, you can go to school to become an electrician. You can go to school to become a plumber or anything like that. And you can actually go to school to become a sports commissioner.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, it's not that hard. The class size are like 5,000. There's only about 4 jobs available, and they last about 20 to 25 years each. So
yeah, I heard you, Raj, and Bud. You, Raj, and Bud Seelig had you guys all lived together. You dormed up.
Imagine that being your dream. Like, I want to be the commissioner of a major sports organization. Like, okay, there's 5 jobs available, and the next opening will probably be in about 10 to 30 years, and we don't know when.
Honestly, but that's what they say. They say in the 21st century, you need to be constantly calling back, handing out your emails, pitting the pavement. If you show up at the National Football League's front office every single day and hand a resume. Eventually, they're going to give you the time. Eventually, they'll give you the
job of Roger Goodell's job.
Yeah, eventually, it'll sort of be like, actually, hey, this guy's willing. We're paying Roger Goodell, I think something 40 million some odd a year. This guy's willing to do it for 10. And how can it be any worse? Okay, great. Let's go with this guy. Suddenly,
this guy seems to know what he's doing.
Suddenly, you're not looking so bad. I will scab the hell out of Roger Goodell's salary. I will do that job for much less.
I have no idea what a commissioner actually does all day, though.
Like their day-to-day operation?
I have no idea.
Who knows?
Do
but
you?
It can't be that hard. It can't be that hard. You
a lot of emails. I bet you're doing a lot of emails.
Doing a lot of emails. You dole out some bullshit suspensions that don't fit the crime, and in the National Football League's case, sometimes literally. And that's about it.
You call Ray Lewis, you go, what are you doing, bro?
I mean, being the commissioner is clearly the easiest job when Todd Bertuzzi was allowed to play hockey again. I mean, that's pretty much a cut and dry of how easy your job is. You don't even have to kick a player out for permanently disabling another player. You just kind of say, dude, that sucks. We can't have you back for a couple of years.
Sorry, Bubs.
Never forget that Todd Bertuzzi continued to play hockey after his suspension was up for permanently disabling a human being. Remember, don't forget that. Let's not forget that, folks.
Well, I mean, can't you kind of look at...
Hot take. Todd Bertuzzi, you can go fuck yourself.
Is there precedence in F1, though? Or in racing?
I don't know. Are people intentionally
I feel like
hitting
people always
cars?
die in those sports.
Do they? I don't actually know if people die or like are permanently disfigured or something.
They die. There's people that die for sure.
Okay, yeah. I mean, well, of course, Dale Earnhardt Sr.
There you go.
In the mid-90s.
And all those racers got to go again.
Was there a cause?
This might be in notes and amendments, but we're going to blatantly say that no NASCAR driver from that, I repeat, not a single one of you fucks should be able to drive a car ever again.
Nobody who was involved in that particular...
And fuck Ben Roethlisberger.
No one who was involved in that particular running of the Daytona 500 should ever be allowed to race again. You're right.
What did Ben Roethlisberger do that made you so upset again?
Raped multiple women.
Yeah, that's not good. You don't want to be doing that.
No.
And then Raj called him, Benny, what are you doing?
They said, Ben, dude, my man.
What are you doing?
My man.
What are you doing? You gotta cut it out.
I think also, let's not let the notes forget that Ben Roethlisberger won a Super Bowl after he was accused by multiple women of sexual assault. So clearly,
are you saying that these athletes get special treatment?
No, I'm saying the commissioner is clearly the easiest job in the world because you don't do anything. Cam, you just asked me what do commissioners do in day to day? Clearly nothing, because they're letting rapists and gang assaulters to continue to play. There you have it.
Imagine the NFL's like HR department.
Oh, the
like,
HR
hey,
department.
Oh man, they're calling and be like, another person beat me.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, Raj, can we do something about this? Be like, later. We got meetings to deal. We got emails to type.
Exactly. I have emails to type, and it's like, oh God, another one. God, this is so. What are the odds that my sport, that is incredibly physically active, involves a lot of head injuries, has so many domestic abuse problems? Huh?
You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it if I told you it.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That is good to know.
All right. Let's keep plowing ahead here, Cameras.
Sure.
We had a episode this week, number 8? 9?
9?
9? We'll call it 9. Of MacGyver, where, well, I guess I can't say anything unless we start the time, Cam. But you're starting this week.
I think, Cam, what you're talking about is MacGyver and Fiverr.
MacGyver in 5.
MacGyver in 5. It's time for MacGyver in Fiverr. MacGyver in Fiverr. It's time for MacGyver in Fiverr. Because we only have 5 minutes to recap this week's episode of MacGyver. There you go. Because every single week we recap the trials and tribulations, the life of Special Agent MacGyver. Still no first name. Still waiting on this big first name reveal. I cannot wait. As opposed to Knight Rider, where they changed his name in the very first episode. they told us his name in the very first episode. MacGyver clearly has a first name. I think that's gonna be the season finale, like cliffhanger.
Is it kind of like Sia though, where that's his name?
I don't know. I feel as though the season finale cliffhanger is going to be like where we see a birth certificate and the camera is just about to pan over to the slot that says first name, and then it fades to black and it's to be continued. But anyways, Special Agent MacGyver, he travels the world, solving all the world's problems with his mind, with his brain and his brawn.
This is background. You can keep going.
Yeah, okay, great. The catch is, we only have 5 minutes to recap the episode, and that is it. I'm going to take the first half, Cam, you're going to take the second half, and we're going to talk about episode 9, Prodigal Son. And we are starting here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and we open with MacGyver waking up at his beautiful home on a California beach, where a man is coming to meet us just to chat about some business. The man is a young man named Frank Bennett, who you might recognize as Mike from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Remember, he was supposed to bring over that wallet to the guy who was on the date, and then it never happened? I guess this is what he was doing. He asks MacGyver to help him disappear in witness protection after he testifies about something. Just then, 2 men jump out of a car and kidnap Frank. Mac sees what's happening. He jumps over, hotwires a car, and we are in hot pursuit. The kidnappers arrive at a warehouse where Frank's brother Joey has hired these guys to bring Frank back. Mac sneaks into the warehouse when Joey arrives. He removes the kidnappers' car tires, which hopefully will make their getaway a little more difficult. It seems as though the feds are after Joey, the older brother, for being a drug kingpin of sorts. And Frank, the younger brother, wants nothing to do with his brother's business after a friend of his overdoses on, I think it's heroin. They don't really, they say smack and jive and shit like that. Meanwhile, Mac is hatching a plan that involves a table saw, a fan, and some 2x4s. More on that later. Right then, Joey is about to shoot Frank for squealing to the feds, right when Mac unleashes a sawdust explosion, or a sawdust mist, that is enough to distract Frank and or Joey, and Frank and Mac get away while the bad guy's tires fly off. Back at MacGyver's house, a federal marshal arrives to discuss Frank's offer, and oh baby, he's gonna squeal. But first, Mac agrees to visit Frank's mother in the hospital to say his final goodbyes since she's very sick. But just as he is walking out, he walks past Joey, and an awkward stare down ensues. Back at the courthouse, Frank is spilling the beans on his older brother. But when Mac goes to tell Frank his mother's last wishes, U.S. Marshal Wiley says no, which seems suspicious. Wiley even threatens to arrest MacGyver if he even speaks to Frank. Mac makes a quick call to Acme Towing Company, great to see Acme coming back, and severs the fuel line of Wiley's car. Mac goes into a store to buy a bunch of cola, some dry ice, and some fizzy candy, which, when all combined, turns into fog, which he directs into the police station. Police station is evacuated due to a concern of potential fire. The marshals take Frank and go with him to a safe location, but after a few blocks, the car starts to crap out. Cam, over to you.
Slight correction there, Cam. He doesn't adjust the fuel line. He takes out the radiator hose, and that's why it's a green liquid coming out of it. Just wanted to make that clear for our listeners at home. The feds, now stalled up, see that Mac is waiting there, not knowing who Mac is, with a tow truck, pretending to be a tow truck driver. While they're getting the tow ready to go, Mac does a little bit of what we'll call the old switcheroo and gets Frank in the car, leaving the 2 numbnuts feds back in the dust, so he doesn't have to deal with them at that point. All right, Frank Bennett and now the 2, Frank and Mac now leave, go to the hospital, only to find that Frank's mother has been moved back to her home with Joey. So Frank and Mac go to their mother's house to see their mother. Mac staying on the outside waiting for things to go awry, as I'm sure they will. Joey calls the feds, pretending to be Frank, and lies to them, saying that they're at Mac's apartment, telling them to come quick to get the feds off of the case. While the feds are now diverted, Mac breaks into the home to protect Frank from Joey, because there's probably going to be some big fight. He grabs some PVC pipe and a cord, setting up a trap on the stairs to trip Joey and his counterpart Vincent, with one of the worst pranks, or not pranks, but we'll call like operations I've seen so far, making them fall down the stairs, giving them about 5 seconds of extra time to run away, and barricade Frank and Mac in the room where they are not able to escape because they barricade themselves in, and if they go down, there's going to be some guard dogs attacking them. So Mac says, "Looks like only way out is to fly." So Mac uses an old telescope as a bazooka type instrument, taking out the insides of it, putting in a steel thing that acts like a harpoon attached to some cord, and finds some kind of fuel of some sort, and he's very easily able to make explosions happen. So he blasts the cord using this rocket powered harpoon across the street, hooking cable around to a tree, and finds in this room that he's just discovered 2 cable gliders to safely escort himself and Frank back to the feds, ending this saga. The end.
That was fantastic. So got 15 seconds, Cam.
Yeah, I thought that last one was a little bit unrealistic considering he found 2 separate gliders. But I'll leave it
with
at
no
that.
opening gambit. What are you gonna do? That's time.
Oh boy, yeah, a little bit. Once I saw the second hang glider, I'm like, all right, I think we've gone too far.
One hang glider, that makes sense, but 2.
Yeah, what are the chances, right?
That was fun.
Yeah, it was okay.
Stay tuned next week.
I was a little
episode
confused about the Frank and Joey when she's like, "It's Frank." I was like, "No, is that you, Joey?" "Oh no, it's Frank." I don't know. It was okay. It wasn't their best episode. It was okay.
10. Yeah, that was great.
All right.
That was great. Stay with us next week, folks. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, go to putlocker.com to find all episodes for free.
Is that where you go?
Not that we do that. No, I don't do that. I tried paying
Should
for
we
it. I couldn't
bleep?
find a way
Should
to
we
pay for
bleep
it.
that out?
I don't think we need to.
Beep.
I don't know. I tried paying for it. I could not find a way to pay for it.
Yeah, it's. I'm sure it's one of those things. Like a lot of things are far more available in the States, I bet. Or if you had,
it was available in the States.
like if you had every subscription of service available, one of them would have MacGyver. Like if you had Hulu, you had Disney, you had Amazon, you had Netflix, you had Paramount Plus, you had all the Peacock.
What's
I bet one of them.
that's the
I think it's NBC.
NBC. Yeah.
Yeah. That's their thing. But Peacock isn't even available in Canada.
No, is Paramount available in Canada?
I don't even know. I just watch all
that one seems to have a lot of good stuff.
I just watch all my Bar Rescue on YouTube.
That's what I mean. Like they have Bar Rescue, Ink Master, probably a handful.
Yeah,
of
if you want me to pay for Paramount
wasters.
Plus, pretty much just ask me how much you want to pay a month to watch 14 seasons of Bar Rescue. Because that price, could be upwards of $7.99 a month.
I would pay more than that. I mean, I think I'm about three and a half way through Seinfeld, and I think next week we might do a March Madness bracket for the Seinfeld episode. So stay tuned, folks.
Stay tuned, folks. As we know, this is all life after Seinfeld on Netflix. This is a new era.
Yeah, are people going to start inflating it to The Office? Conflating it? Is that a word?
What do you want it to mean?
Comparing or like saying that they're equivalently as good? I don't know.
So you
I
mean
think
comparing?
There's a word there.
I don't think I feel like if conflate is a word, it's not at all how you meant it to be used.
Let's see. Let's take a look. I bet it is. Conflate.
This isn't going to work.
Oh, it is a word.
Okay.
Conflate.
And what does it mean?
Combine 2 or more text ideas, etc., into one.
So not how you wanted to use
looks
that
like
word
I made
at all.
it. Looks like is there any other ways I can use this word?
I think you were on it with
Nope.
compare. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, fuck. It's funny because that word's been around from the 1800s, but just got big in the 1960s. And it's even more popular in 2019.
That is cool, Cam. That is cool.
All right, enough with your speaking down to me. You fucking vocabularist.
Both literally,
Yeah, that's a word.
Both figuratively and literally, Cam. I got a new chair. I'm sitting up here, very, very close to the ceiling. New office chair. Don't really know how to adjust the up-down feature of it yet. So I'm sort of standing. I'm just sort of sitting above like the chairs on The Voice. Just very ornate, and it's a very comfortable new chair.
Where'd you get it?
From The Voice, from the old set. I think CeeLo used to sit in this one. It's why the ass feels definitely like it does not fit mine.
Well,
but hey,
well used.
I have put on 45 pounds, so one day my ass could be CeeLo size.
Yeah, I bet he's got a thick tushy on him.
Amen. Amen.
Amen to that.
Well, you got any other games for us to play today, Cam? Come on, it's Monday. You feel low energy today. Quick.
Well, I'm a little hungover.
Okay, a little hungover here. So what happened there?
No, I'm not. I drank.
Okay.
And then that's
drink.
It. Oh, yeah, I was in Toronto last night.
Oh, were ya? What are you doing here?
I was.
Okay.
Watching the Marlies game.
Oh, right. Oh,
that
was just last night. Well, you didn't say it was last night. You just said you went to a Marlies game.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was last night. And then I woke up early and drove back home so I could prepare for this.
Right, of course.
We could do a little for On Kijiji.
K-I-J-I-J-I-K I-J-I-J-I-K
Oh, I'm up for it. Tell the kids
how
we play. Tell the kids how we play the game.
We scour the wide world of free shit online that people seem to give away. Some of it great, some of it a little bit confusing why anyone would want it. And somewhere in between, we find one thing to pitch to each other. Cam, I'm going to kick us off here.
Sure thing.
Getting in the elevator now.
Okay.
All right. Bing. Hey, Jim. Mondays, am I right? You had Sundays scaries yesterday?
All the scaries.
Yeah, you seem a little tired. Maybe a little. You guys don't have free coffee up there, do you?
No, we don't have free coffee. It's paid for coffee exclusively. Lavazza espressos.
Yeah, probably why you don't. Probably why you don't buy it.
And also not allowed to bring coffee from home. What
if I got something for you here, Cameron?
Okay.
Can't bring coffee from home. I'm not going to pay for it.
Wait, sorry.
What if you brought your own machine?
What did you just call me?
Cammers.
I'm Tim.
Timmers. Timmers? Johnson? Jim?
You addressed me when we got
Johnson.
here. I thought you knew my name.
You would think so. After all these years of working together, my friend.
And I was your best man at your wedding. You're my daughter's godfather.
We served in
Afghanistan together. Remember when we watched?
Tim,
do you remember when we held Deacons as he died from a gunshot wound? That you inflicted, by the way. And I said I'd carry that one to the grave. I'd carry that one to the grave.
Yeah, only if they deployed us, and then we'd stop playing guns.
Of course. Well, we are in Afghanistan, Wisconsin. We are with the Afghanistan. This was just.
It was a training scenario gone wrong.
It was a training simulation, one of those VR things, and somehow you brought a real gun to a VR sim.
Fight like you train, they say. Train like you fight.
And now we work in the shitty office building where they don't give us coffee.
Well, Tim, I got something for you. You can't bring your own coffee to work, but what you can bring is a coffee machine. Now I got something for you. A K-Cup, ready to go. Single K-Cup use only. Those are, you're allowed to bring K-Cups in, right?
K-Cups. We have one of those machines. But lately they've not let us bring in our own K-Cups.
I think you'll be able to sneak them in. It's clean. I can get it to you. It's just one little thing.
Okay, what's that?
Well, the needle that pokes in the cup is slightly too long, and every time you use it, crunches the K-cup. So you can have it for free if you want.
Now this is fun to have. This is fun to have. I don't know. I mean, of course it'll fit because Cam, we work here at the K-cup office, so of course this will work. Of course this product will work.
Who hires injured veterans? The K-cup office.
Well, and Cam, and you wrote on your resume that you were a veteran, but I'll be honest, I do not consider you having fought for this country. You really were one of a diversity hire.
Sir, yes, sir. I'll never forget. 9/11, never forget.
And well, yeah, you'll never forget that day because that was the day that you were supposed to have a job interview.
At the K-cup factory. Oh, scene. Oh, wow.
That was fantastic. Get your free K-Cup related stuff. And if you are going to use K-Cups or pods or anything, get the reusable one. Come on. It's your planet. It's your planet.
Come on.
See, what I hate about wasting coffee is that you waste both coffee grounds and water. That's really what gets me. It's two. You're wasting two things there.
Interesting. Well, this one you don't waste anything.
Okay, Cam.
Just crunch it every time. All right.
Okay, here we go. We're getting the elevator here. Let me take a sip. Man, my wife packed me the same old boring lunch that I've been getting for years. Do you get fun lunches? All my lunches seem to just be bland, ham and cheese, some crackers on the side.
Reminds me of rations in Iraq.
You mean you mean the town over? you mean the town just east of us, Iraq, South Dakota?
That's the one.
The one.
Train like you fight.
And it's you know what the problem with anytime I have this food, it always just feels like it's never seasoned enough. You know, the food that you get, you go down to the cafeteria here on the main floor, it's like they just don't know how to season their food.
Okay, yeah, they're terrible at it, just like the military recruits.
The military. Well, yeah, because I do remember one time you came to work, you had snuck on to that military training base in Iraq, South Dakota, and instead of going for the ammunition, you went straight for the food. You had to test it out. This food tastes terrible.
Train like you fight, Sarge.
Oh man, I wish they could season their food more. I mean, if you want to. If we're talking seasoning, though, if you're interested, I've got some seasoning here, some seasoning salts.
All right.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you be? Do you want to?
My ears are open.
Do you want to add some of it to your to your lunch? I mean, yeah, it tastes way better than the crap that they put out there in that cafeteria.
John, yeah, I'll try your seasoning
here we go.
salt.
Well, okay, it's not exactly seasoning salts. You know, it's not like it's in a shaker or anything. But I do have a 50-pound salt lick by American Stockman.
Aren't those for cows?
Horses? So no.
Sure?
I mean, if you want it, it's 50 pounds, but it's never been used. If you want it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal, actually.
You think I've seasoned food forever?
Can I shave it off? Or do I just have to lick it?
I guess it's your salt lick. You can do whatever you want.
Interesting. Have you tried it?
I never before been used.
I want it. That'd be a nice decor piece for my front lawn, a salt lick.
Your front lawn, because you're trying this new thing where you're trying to kill the grass in your front lawn.
Is that what it'll do?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Great find, Cam. I think that might be one of the more valuable ones we found, actually.
That's what it is. A 50-pound salt lick. It's a big fucking cube of salt that weighs about 50 pounds.
About 50 pounds. Not a pound less or more.
That was fun. That's how you play for On Kijiji, folks.
That's reminding yourself of Iraq conflict. All right, let's keep on.
That's how you play the game. That's how you play the game.
Okay, cameras. Last game of the evening here, where we scour the web for headlines to figure out what's true in this crazy world and what is all smoke blown up our ass. More on that later. Cam, I got a headline for you.
We're playing Headline or Asinine.
Hey, hey, hey. Headline or asinine. Hey, headline or asinine.
Yes, sir.
And Cam, because this is because you tried the Kenny versus Spenny bike tire pump up your butt so you could get a big fart.
No, it'll be my fact. It'll be my fact of the day. Hold true for where the term "blowing smoke up your ass" comes from.
Ooh, another idiom. I believe that's what it was.
Yeah,
another idiom.
Yes,
you love idioms. We know that about you.
I fucking love them.
Jesus Christ.
More than I love my AK. All right, headliner ass on a cam. Vienna Museum launch OnlyFans to display explicit artwork.
Vienna Museum makes OnlyFans for explicit artwork.
Yeah.
Well, one thing we know, this feels like a good time to pump up our secondary app, Only Cams, where you get 18 plus content of only people named Cameron, both men and women. So, I think there's something out there for everybody. But for a museum to do it, to display their 18 plus, is just like, how many freaks are out there willing to pay, I don't know, what, $15 a month, however the pricing system works, just so they can pound off to a couple paintings of boobs? No. If you're gonna pay $20 a month to pound off to some nudity, it might as well be a real person. Hey, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. I feel like I could see this happening, like OnlyFans being this kind of like Wild West of what you can show on the internet. And the way that privacy block, not privacy, what's the word I'm looking for? But like when it's like sensitive content, it'll be like, this thing's banned due to violence or boobs or something like that. I wonder if like if you posted a photo of a naked painting on Facebook, would Facebook remove that painting because it was nude, even though it wasn't a person? And then, would it still violate the rules? That's what I would think. It still violates the rules. So maybe they just like got their account blocked by Instagram. And like this big museum, just fuck. We can't do anything. So for that reason, I think I'm gonna have to say it's a headline. I think OnlyFans is the only group only place where they can post their nudies.
You nailed it. Yeah, and you got it the exact right reason too. So our Austrian museum had pretty much access to TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and back in July they actually got their TikTok suspended. Then later on in 2019, Instagram suspended it because potentially pornographic pictures of boobs. That is just artwork. So they decided, hey, why don't we try something new? If you do want to get this 18 plus content, you can get it fully unfiltered on OnlyFans. And now if you actually do go ahead and buy one of their subscriptions, you do get free passes into the museum itself. So a little bit of a win-win and a nice little publicity scam with it to boot.
Not too bad. Okay, Cam, that was a good one. I got a headline here for you. Headline.
Yeah, I just turned it off.
Headline or asinine. Right. New UK bike lane is an astonishing 10 feet long.
I hope they're not conflating the words long and wide here. There it is. That's how we use the word. 10 feet long. Yeah, look at this guy. Learning every minute.
That's I guess, if you have a word a day calendar, folks, it's best to use that word every day, and then eventually you'll become better.
You try and ram it in somewhere. Where was I going with this? Something about ramming something in somewhere. Conflate 10 foot long. There it is. Yeah, 10 foot long bike lane. I would hope it would be for demonstration purposes, showing what they're going to do. Then they released it, and they were like, "Look how beautiful this is going to be," and expected everyone to be like, "Wow, I can't wait for the future." But then everyone just went, "Why would you stop there? And then they have a little bit of the old Boris Johnson has a little bit of egg on his face. That's a headline.
Cam, that is a headline here for you. This is a story coming out of Stapleford, Nottinghamshire, where at the junction of Ixton Road and Pasture Road, there's a new bike lane, which measures an amazing 10 feet in length. It stretches about halfway around a roundabout on one side for the street, and then just kind of stops. The new bike lane has prompted many locals to call on city council that what a fucking waste of money and time this is. Local cyclists believe the bike lane somehow actually makes riding on the road less safe, since you need to be in a car lane and then swerve into a bike lane for a second, and it's 1 second, and then merge back out, somehow making it more likely a car wouldn't see you and would actually hit you. This was one of the first pieces of infrastructure put into this little town after they received a £21.2 million government grant, but no word on how much this particular project costed. But oh boy.
19 million gone.
Yeah, out of the 21 million pounds, 19 kind of goes to bike infrastructure improvement. Yeah.
All right. Ready for the next headline?
Hell yeah, buddy.
All right, brother. Missing apostrophe in Facebook post lands man in defamation court.
Missing apostrophe. Okay, folks, here we go. Remember, if it's an apostrophe S, it's possessive. It's belonging to Cameron's microphones. Yeah, I mean, apostrophe S. However, there's no apostrophe there, then it's plural. There's many of them. You and I, Cam, we are the Camerons. I mean, if it was the Camerons' microphone, yes, you would put an S and then an apostrophe and then an S, and even though it would feel weird doing it, you would have to do it. Now, I wonder if it was some kind of possessive thing that kind of got him there. Or was it a matter of, if you miss an apostrophe on the word I'll, I apostrophe LL, meaning I will, that turns into ill. It could change the entire thing of what he was trying to say. I think the worst part is that Facebook posts are leading to like real world court problems, defamation lawsuits. Remember, folks, Facebook famously opened as a hot or not app for students at Harvard, and now apparently it can land you in jail. And that's what I like to call progress. That's a headline.
This is a headline out of Australia where this isn't crazy uncommon. Just note that there's not really a huge risk of going to jail from this, just large sums of money. But if you can't pay those, land yourself in the slammer. All right. This is a court case that is based on a former employee of a real estate agency claiming to not pay retirement funds to all agency workers. So we're gonna read this out, Cam. I'm gonna let you try and figure out where the mistake is.
Okay.
Ready? Now, I will give you this little hint here. The word superannuation is the equivalent of like RRSPs in Canada.
Okay, and before you do this, Cam,
Okay.
can you also please not do this in an Australian accent? Or actually, no, do it in an Australian accent. They're white, so you're allowed to do that.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I don't know if I can. Yeah.
The sheet.
Ice. Oh, Stuart gone. Selling multi-million. No.
Almost there.
I'm reading it in English.
It's still
Oh,
English.
Stuart gone. It's still English. Doing it in old Waterloo slang. Oh, Stuart gone. Exclamation point, exclamation point. Selling multi-million-dollar homes in Pearl Beach, but can't pay his employees superannuation.
Okay, I need to hear it one more time.
Oh, Stuart gone, selling multi-million-dollar homes in Pearl Beach, but can't pay his employees superannuation.
It would have to be between O and Stewart. Like,
No.
okay. O, Stewart gone.
It's can't pay his employees superannuation, referring to that he's not paying any of his employers instead of just that one employees superannuation. He's saying you don't pay anybody's, but he's really saying you didn't pay mine.
Oh shit, that's where it
So
was.
very slight, very slight.
Very, very small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got that one. Yeah. So yeah, that's in court, but they think that'll probably not be a good scenario for the guy who wrote the case because Australia has pretty funky laws in this. There are a bunch of different other cases you can refer to in this. One with an Oxford comma, which I didn't know had that much of a connotation to it, in Portland, Maine. Now, I'm not going to bore you down with the details of that one because I don't fully understand what a Oxford comma does. That's my headline, Cam.
Do you have the sentence?
For the Oxford comma one.
Yeah, and Oxford. Yeah,
it's.
Sorry, go on.
State.
In Oxford,
yeah, no, I don't think
the
I have
Oxford
it here.
comma is where you put a comma before. You know, if you're listing something off, right? You're like,
but I didn't think I thought it was a choice, not like a thing that caused.
Yeah,
problems.
it is a choice. It is a choice because it's something that you would put in speech, but when you write it down, it doesn't necessarily translate. Like if you were like, I need a fork, knife, and a spoon, you would go like fork, comma, knife, and a spoon. But the Oxford comma would put a comma after knife, so it'd be like fork, comma, knife, comma, and a spoon. Yeah.
So it's just a literary thing, but not an actual thing you read out.
Yeah, you don't actually read it out. Like, you wouldn't pause after give me a fork, knife, and a spoon. Like, you wouldn't pause there when you were speaking it. If that makes sense.
All right. I get what it means.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out why this would cause.
That's okay.
Yeah. That might be in the notes and amendments here.
Okay. Here, Cam. Here we go. Headliner Asinine, post-pandemic cinema goers, ears rupture as senses overwhelmed by theater.
This is really surprising to me because I don't think. I mean, you must be pretty soft to have that blow out. Like, what are you doing the rest of the time that's not blowing out your ears? If you're not blasting Drake's new album at full blast, are you even living? Like, your ears should be blown by the time you're 25, in my opinion. So going to the movie theater and having this happen, soft. Can't blame the movie theater. Got to blame yourself for that one. Then again, the last time I went to the movie theater, I was blown away by how loud it was. So get where they're coming from, but also don't be a big bitch. Headline.
Cam, that's Asinine. Made it up.
Fuck. Damn it, Cam.
It happens sometimes.
All right. Headline or Asinine. Disappointed burglar leaves message for SDM.
Say that again, sorry.
Disappointed burglar leaves message for victim.
SDM.
Yeah, don't worry about the SDM
Okay.
part, sorry.
Disappointed burglar. I'm sure this would happen. If you hear that, or you're a burglar, you might catch wind that somebody is wealthy or they have, let's say, like a Fabergé egg in their home. And then you spend all this time trying to break into the home, access the things, and you get there and there's no Fabergé egg. You'd be like, yo, what the hell? I spent all this time, money, and effort and put myself on the line to steal your shit, and it turns out you're poor like the rest of us. So I could certainly see somebody getting in there and then being like, fuck, there's nothing to steal. I would be curious what the burglar thought they were looking for. Was it... Because I would say the average person doesn't have just, like, boxes of cash under their mattress. Definitely me. I definitely do not have cash under my mattress. There's $0 and 0 cents under my mattress, and I could not be more assured of that. So maybe you're hoping, hey, I sneak in, maybe people aren't stealing TVs anymore. They're too big. What is there to steal in a person's home besides jewelry? Hey, maybe they were wearing their jewels the night when they went out. You're thinking, fuck, I didn't think they were going to the opera tonight. I didn't think they were going to be wearing their nice furs. I'd love to hear the rest of the story, so I'm going to say it's a headline.
This is a headline out of India, and sorry about that SDM thing. Just a weird little I guess, Indian lost in translation thing. Essentially, they were mad because once they broke in, they realized that there was no money at the house. So they left a note saying, why was the house locked when there's no money? They managed to steal 30,000 rupees, which is not a lot of money. And I guess in India, it's more common to have a lot more money stashed in your house. Right now, the person has not been found. And if you have any news on this, if you know anyone that leaves notes after being angry at their victims, please do not contact us because we're not going to do anything about it because we don't follow up on stories.
Yeah, we don't. Neither do we rarely have emails which tell us that they're upset about something.
That's correct.
Well, hey Cam, you ready for?
All right, send us off.
I think I have just one more.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Headliner Asinine. Scranton police arrest 9 sex offenders in Operation Dunder Mifflin.
Wow. Really comes full circle. We were talking about this, how some people might compare, not conflate, Seinfeld to the New Office. They might conflate width and length. Maybe not even. We'll have to look into that one a little bit deeper. Language is hard, especially when it's your first one. Am I right, folks? Anyway, yeah, they came up with all kinds of different shit, but this one seems a little bit on the nose considering it was in Scranton. Scranton, real place. If you didn't know, real place in Pennsylvania. They have doctors there. I used to sell to them. But calling it Operation Dunder Mifflin, I feel like is just, you catch wind of that, immediately you're thinking, uh-oh, this is for Scranton. That is, don't try and blow that smoke up my ass, Cam. More to come on that later. Asinine.
Cam, this is a headline here for you. My guy, a story of Scranton, Pennsylvania, where a multi-agency effort groups together where many forces were looking to deal with the area's sex offender problem. They were able to access the information of 2019 sex offend. Oh, sorry, you know what? Wrong number. 209 sex offenders living in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and found that 13 of them are currently in violation of their sex offender court orders, not being able to live within certain distances of schools, parks, public places. And out of these 13, 9 of them have been captured and arrested for violating their court orders, and 4 are still being looked for, presumably by Chris Hansen. I think he's still out there looking for these sex offenders. So also, if you are a parent in the Scranton area, look out because 209 of your peers are sex offenders.
That's a startling number.
Yeah. But that's it. That's how you play. That's how you play the game Headliner Asinine. Okay. And I believe that's how you listen to the podcast for the week.
That's it.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening,
folks. A little bit low energy, folks.
Yeah, Cam. That's all. Well, this is the first. Cam, this is the first week in a month that you haven't been opening the morning with a beer and a coffee. The old upper downer combo.
Yeah. We'll get on that next
That's
time.
all he has to say about that.
Folks.
Okay, folks, thanks for listening to the podcast. Remember, you can rate, review, like, subscribe. The show is everywhere. Stay tuned. Next week, we're dealing with episode 10 of MacGyver, and gosh, I hope there's an opening gambit that comes back.
I sure hope so. And never forget, folks, the term blowing smoke up your ass was a 17th century medical procedure to spunk you back up with an old tobacco enema. I'm Cam LeClaire, signing off.
Take care, folks.
Continuing tonight on 2 Season a Pod. 96.7 on your
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's in a pod, because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.